Hi there, Booksters. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to talk about different people's opinions and their anger levels when they hear other people's opinions. Right now, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world and everybody has an opinion on it. Did you just unfriend someone on social media because they had a different opinion than you? I want you to stick around in this video because those different opinions can shed a lot of light on where you need to grow and to develop. Let's get into all of that in today's video. Hi there, and welcome to the Booksters Club, where we find daily inspiration from the books you love. Today's featured book is Daily Reflections for Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey, and today's inspirational thought comes to us on page number 255. It says, "Seek first to understand involves a very deep shift in paradigm. We typically seek first to be understood. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. They're either speaking or preparing to speak. They're filtering everything through their own paradigms, reading their autobiography into other people's lives. If they have a problem with someone, a son, a daughter, a spouse, an employee, their attitude is that person just doesn't understand." Seeking first to be understood is never going to allow you to see somebody else's perspective. But if you seek first to understand, then you're going to be able to see where that person is coming from. And that truly requires empathy. Empathy is when you're able to take yourself and place yourself in somebody else's shoes. Now, empathy doesn't necessarily require you to have gone through that experience. However, you can use your imagination and do your best to come up with exactly what that person might feel or be thinking. And of course, you can always ask for feedback to get a little bit closer. This is something that I think would be difficult because X, Y, and Z. Is that how you feel? And you're going to be able to get clarity and get even more perspective on exactly where that person is coming from. Being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes is very important because now you're going to be able to see the entire view of where it is that they're coming from. In order for you to do this, you have to put your perspective on hold first. There is no way for you to fully have your own personal views and perspectives and truly see where somebody else is coming from. Any disagreement or argument involves two people's views. And of course, you wouldn't want your view or your perspective or your opinion to be proven wrong or diminished, especially if you haven't even had yours acknowledged. And so if that is the way that you would feel, that is of course the way that you should treat others. In fact, you're going to create reciprocity because if you can look at someone and say, I get where you're coming from, and truly acknowledge where they are coming from and acknowledge their perspective, then they're going to be more likely to look at your perspective and reach, if not some kind of a conclusion, then at least some type of respect of the other person's opinion. When you're having a conversation with someone and you do get into an argument, recognize that it's just merely the two of you looking at the same thing from two different vantage points. Take a pause, acknowledge their perspective, and then see their energy shift and change. And look, an argument, a discussion that gets heated, not always are you going to walk away from that thinking, man, I was really able to change that person's opinion. Sometimes you're going to walk away with the thought that, wow, we really disagree on that. But at least there should be respect for that other person's opinion after you've walked away from that conversation. When we're experiencing empathy, we're actually using the two halves of our brains together in harmony. Neuroscientists say that the one side is your emotional center, and that's where you are able to perceive the feelings of others. And the other side is the cognitive center, and that is where you're able to understand why someone feels why someone may feel the way that they feel and how you can help. So when you're using empathy, you're taking those two things and you're using them together. Empathy is not something that you're born with. Empathy is something that we're taught. If you grew up in a family where you were really in touch with your feelings and you were able to see your parents be honest with their feelings, be honest with their mistakes, and then work their way out of it, you are going to have a better understanding of your own feelings, and you're going to be in touch with them a little bit more and see that it's healthy. So if that wasn't your situation when you were growing up and you didn't see your parents, be honest with that kind of stuff, empathy is something that you can develop and that you can help foster. And I have 3 ways for you to develop your empathy even more. Number 1, pay attention to your anger levels when you are in the presence of somebody else's opinion. The anger level that you're experiencing is you're now being afraid that someone is either going to come and try to change your opinion or that they're challenging your opinion. And the fact that your 2 opinions cannot exist in the same space is why you're feeling so angry. The angrier you get, the more you're going to feel the need to really challenge their opinion so that you can actually either come to, yes, we have the same opinion, or my opinion is right, yours is wrong, and I'm going to make you see that. You can have 2 different opinions exist in the same space. It doesn't change yours, and it doesn't mean that you have to adopt theirs. Number 2, attend a different church than you belong to. Or if you don't belong to a church, attend a church or any type of organization where there is a predominant opinion, especially if it's not yours. This is going to give you the ability to hear other people's opinions in a respectful environment and just keep an open mind. You don't have to walk away from there with citizenship in whatever organization you just went to. You can walk away from there thinking that I don't agree with anything that they said, but I was able to sit there and be respectful and have an open mind the entire time I was in that particular organization. Number 3, don't unfriend people. On social media, you're going to see all kinds of different opinions, and people are going to be really fired up about what they finally have the courage to share their opinion on social media. And so if that is the case, then it's probably something that is really important to them. Allow others to have their own opinion and use that as a practice, because I'm telling you, it's going to be happening a lot, so you're going to get a lot of practice. Use that as a practice to simply allow others to have an opinion and see that just because someone else has an opinion and they are your friend, it's not a reflection of you, and that doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're associated with them that somehow you have to have that opinion too, or that their opinion is your opinion. If any of these tips helped you to be more empathetic or find value in empathy, I would love to hear about that in the comments. If there was a different part in this book, or if you had a different take on the part that I shared, I would love to hear about that in the comments. If there's a different book you want featured here on the Booksters Club, please let me know about that in the comments. Thank you so much for clicking the like button if you liked the video and found it valuable. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell if you're new, because I post new videos just like this one every single day. See you tomorrow, Booksters. Our opinions are a branch. But I have some things that you can do. That is true. Yeah, I mean, I like fudged up, I don't know how many words, but we need to move on. And keep going. One side of the brain, according to neuroscientists say, which creates the emotions and feelings, which is called the emotional center. So just say the emotional center. Okay. Again, I like. Why doesn't my mouth work when I'm doing this? Say what the brain tells you to say. Okay. The first tip is to pay attention to your energy levels, anger levels. You're making me change what I'm thinking, and the angrier you get. Okay. Yeah, but you need to be finishing it. Okay.